What is good, everybody? Happy new comic day. Welcome back to the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. Yes, JP's budget collecting. We got a crap load of something is killing the children to go over tonight. But before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe, comment down below, hit the like button, hit the reaction bell. What was your pick of the week? What was your read of the week? Leave a comment down below. Comment in the live chat tonight because we actually have oops, I did it again. I played, you know what I mean. So, yeah, after taking a couple of light, relaxing weeks, we went hard to the paint, so to speak. We knew Something is Killing the Children would be coming back, issue 21, new story arc. Really excited to talk about that. That was a great read. But we're going to welcome a couple of people into the chat tonight to get started, and then we're going to dip into these books in just a couple of minutes. JP budget collecting, yes, sir. We're going to have 37 copies of Something's Killing the Children 21. Might be more. Did Andy order more? No, not really. But X11 Bravo Comics, what is up? You're never late. You arrive exactly when you mean to. Bruce Lee was fast, but he had an even faster brother named Suddenly. Hey, I heard that Bruce Lee had a vegan brother also named Broccoli. Chew on that one for a minute, if you will. There you go. Holy moly. Hey, X11. Mishu Stevens says, welcome to the dojo. Josh Harrison, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Josh Oliver, good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. Mojo Quid, what is up, brother? Good to see you. Gene Toledo, awesome computer program. Gene, what is John, what is up? Is that a Wookiee in your picture? It looks like a little baby Wookiee. Little dog. I know. What is up, everybody? So, yeah, like we said, pretty big week coming back after a couple of light weeks, and it's mainly because Something is Killing the Children is back. Hey, Andy, what is 5 toes and isn't your foot? He says my foot. God bless America. Moon Knight was really good. I'm going to sit down and watch Moon Knight after this show. And please, if you guys have seen Moon Knight, don't spoil it, or I'll just try not to read it in the chat. We're going to sit down and watch it just after this. Did they only release the one episode? I don't know. Are they going week to week, or did they release a couple? It's Disney Plus, so it's probably just one episode every Wednesday. Yes, your foot. Ayo, Nick's Kicks and Comics. You know, a room of 100 people, 99 won't slap you, but one will. Hey, want to know what? On a serious note, after the Oscars, something serious took place. Did you guys know that Will Smith, out of embarrassment, decided to change his name? After all that hoopla going on in the Oscars, Will Smith is now changing his name to Will Paper. Because paper always beats rock. That's bad. That's really bad. Oh, my God. Old Family Dog. John says, yeah, it actually looks really cute on there. What up, John? Week to week episodes. Yes. All right. Halo. I do want to get in and see Halo. I don't have a Paramount Plus subscription. Maybe a friend of mine does that'll let me borrow it. We'll see. Just maybe I can check out the first couple episodes. It's definitely a week to week, but episode 1 was awesome, John says. I'm looking forward to getting into that tonight, right after this episode. Like we said, if you are new to New Comic Book Day Wednesday here live on the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo, as we go nuts. We go for about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll go over the books. We'll hit up the chat, go over a couple announcements. We'll do it all again for any of the late arrivals that are just showing up later. But yes, Josh, good to see you again, man. Congratulations on your first sale on Whatnot. Hope you continue to build momentum. Let that beat build, man. It's all about work. But yes, we're going to get into these. JP says, I was having trouble with my internet at the farm, so I moved the modem to the barn, and now I have stable Wi-Fi. I see what you did there. Hey, so you guys remember what is this? Is it not Star Wars? Darth Vader 21, I think it was, had the Sprouse variant that came out in our LCS. All the copies were damaged. They're in stock. They got the replacements back, so we got we did get first cover appearance of Moff Gideon. Really cool. This was the Jim's Comics pick of the week, or key of the week, and you never know. I can't wait to see what happens on The Mandalorian, but definitely going to keep a copy to squirrel away. So adding that to the might send a CGC pile in the future, because these copies surprisingly look really good. All the copies at CG, or not at CGC, but all the copies at the LCS today, the Star Wars books, look actually really decent. I wonder if they're just getting some more feedback and getting a little less sloppy with the packaging with the Penguin Random House, maybe. We'll see. So we're into Marvel books. We do not have any DC books this week. Why? because that Batman book was underprinted. I wanted to check that out actually and wanted to read that, and come to find out, like we talked about on Sibbleman's Comics News Weekly last night, the book was underprinted, and a lot of shops on the East Coast or on the east side of the country either didn't get any or got very few. Apparently, I was reading something on Instagram. There's like 30 plus copies available on eBay right now, and they're asking secondary prices that went up. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay away from that, see what happens. And maybe, how often do Batman books get hot and then retain their value over time? I mean, I'm talking modern, like new comic book day, modern Batman books. If we did a whole entire show looking back at Batman books out of the modern Wednesday releases, I'm willing to bet that not many of them retained value after the first couple of weeks. So I'm going to go back and take another look for that Batman read later. But next up, Silver Surfer Rebirth is still on the pull list, which means it does hit the reading pile tonight. I really kind of sat down and absorbed Something Is Killing the Children tonight and paid a lot of attention to that. We're okay with some stuff hitting the reading pile, so long as we don't have that reading pile getting to a point where it's like everything hits it and it becomes unmanageable. Phil Ailing, good to see you, man. Double O, good to see you. Hey, Double O, hope to see you again here soon at that next little mini con in Detroit. Hopefully that Knights of Columbus Hall does something. I haven't gotten an alert recently. It feels like it's been a hot minute. It feels like we're due for one coming up here soon. Next up from Marvel, we've got Silk issue 3. Not mind-blowing, not something I'm going to write home to my mom about, but for major Silk fans, they're probably enjoying it. I'm just sticking with this Silk run just to see what happens, just to see what they do. I'm kind of interested to see where they're going to go with this and how they're going to develop the characters, because, this just seems like one of those things where if you don't pay attention to it, lightning might strike. Lightning might strike many different places, but you never know. Just think about how I feel about Miles Morales, man. I should have kept that Miles Morales ongoing run that's going on right now. Say that 3 times fast. I should have had that on the pull list instead of just buying issue here and issue there or something like that. But that's okay. You can't win them all. You can't grab them all. But Silk number 3 hits the. No, we definitely went through and read that. Like I said, there's a lot going on upstairs in this brain, so we're gonna get through this. It's definitely not a Monday, but it certainly is a Wednesday. So still with Marvel, we're into the Star Wars books. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 21. I mean, again, not something amazing that I'm going to go screaming to the high heavens about, but it was decent. It was all right. I enjoyed it. Like we said, in the last couple of weeks, everything Star Wars. We're buying everything Star Wars. I just feel like there's a lot to nitpick, to go on and go over about. And you guys know when we're talking about new modern comic books coming out on Wednesday, we're working to build our collections as efficiently as possible. So we don't want to miss out on anything when lightning does strike on Star Wars. And you talk about lightning straightening, it more often than not, Star Wars is hitting multiple times. But Bounty Hunters, the cover B variant, cover price variant, is there as well for the collection. And the Sprouse 50th anniversary variant with Grief Carva on the front. And I can't remember the other character's name at the moment. I got to go back and rewatch Mandalorian here soon. And I was impressed with how good these covers, the spines were looking really good. The edgeware wasn't there like it has been recently in the past, because that substantial edgeware with Marvel books is right out of the box, brand new, not even handled really besides shipping. I don't know if it's because they're shifting in the box or if they come off the printing like that, but that's it for Marvel books. And while we're done with Marvel books for the moment, let's take a moment to say thank you to everybody that has continued to help support Mission 22 for the year of 2022. We're supporting Mission 22 to help fight veteran suicide. What do we do with that here is all channel monetization, all super chats, all super stickers will be donated to Mission 22 for the entire calendar year of 2022. We're at the tail end of the first quarter, so keep an eye out for a Modern Monday show where it's going to be just talking about Mission 22 and where we make the actual, we take a look at the channel monetization for the first quarter and what was left over from last year, and we're going to go ahead and make that donation to Mission 22 live. We're going to try to do it live without sharing too much information. There's Zuni every week, man. Zuni, we really appreciate you. $5 super chat for Mission 22. We're definitely going to make that happen. And if you guys don't feel comfortable donating via the channel here, go to Mission 22. The link is down below in the video description on every video on the channel down below. So next up, we are getting into the indie books. Well, Image to start. Image Newburn number 5 is out, and I'm absolutely loving this cover. I added Newburn to the pull list simply because it was Chip Zdarsky, and I wanted to read Chip's. I've been reading a lot of the Chip Zdarsky stuff, but This is one of those ones where it's kind of got layers. This is a little bit more wordy and a little bit more reading intensive than I originally planned. This kind of reminds me of Criminal Light a little bit. So it's hitting the reading pile because honestly, there's a lot of other things that I want to pay attention to on a Wednesday, and Newburn is probably one. I don't think that's going to be going on for too much longer. It's not going to be a massive ongoing series. But yes, Zuni, thank you again for that $5 super chat. Like we said, all channel monetization, all ad revenue. So when you guys see ads going through on there, it's to help support Mission 22. I used to have a job cutting holes to make trapdoors for theaters. It was a stage I was going through. Yes, that is a good one. It's definitely a stage you're going through. Next up, we are into the indie books. IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Annual 2022 hits the reading pile. Like I said, Turtles is one of those things. They're not doing a crap load of variants. They're not doing a bazillion books. I'm happy to keep Turtles on the pull list, even if I have a massive backlog of a reading pile for Turtles. Why? Because then you get issues like this that drops that not many people are talking about with the first appearance in here. Issue 127 is the first appearance of a new character. I didn't even read the book. I'm just pulling from what I saw online, from Instagram, from what a lot of people are talking about. So if you're a Turtles fan and you don't have this on your pull list, make sure that you try to look online and educate yourself what's going on with this issue and add it to your Turtles collection. Don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, I got to sit down and read it. But, even if lightning only strikes a little bit, it's still a hit, right? Look at us ramble on about comics on a Wednesday. Yes, absolutely. So now, Josh Harrison, I'm working on something for Mission 22 at Grand Rapids Comic Con. That is awesome, Josh. I'd like to be a part of that. I know I committed to a live stream on Saturday for that weekend. So if I go up to Grand Rapids on Saturday, it's going to be later on the second half of the day, or I'm available to probably go up there on Sunday. And I'd definitely like to help you out with that one way or another, or be a part of that. Let me know how I can help. But we are on to that's. Everything else is something's killing my wallet because cover A, here you go. I like the nuances of the cover here. We're on the road into a new story arc. The past behind her looks pretty dark and pretty bleak, and I wonder what the road going forward looks for her. Either way, if you have not read this book, we're going to do a non-spoiler review of this, which is not going to be great. You guys know how we try to do it here. We don't want to spoil the read for you, but if you've been a fan of Something's Killing the Children, you're going to want to pick this issue up. It is, my understanding, Jim's Comics pick of the week. There is a first appearance. That's maybe several. We're not spoiling anything. All I'm saying is the reason why they're going hot and heavy with the covers is my understanding is at the beginning of new story arcs is when they're going to do the large variants. If I remember correctly, at the beginning, I've heard some people say that not at the beginning, but once you start getting past these new story arcs and you get into issue like 22, 23, 24, I think the only variants are going to be boom variants. I don't think there's going to be any store variants. Well, wait a minute. I don't know. You guys help me out on that. I can't remember if what I was hearing was that they weren't going to be doing variants. All I know is this is going to cause variant burnout for me again. It will. So this is like one of the last big hurrahs for Something is Killing the Children, unless I find some other covers that I'm absolutely in love with, because this is going to get a little silly here. But some of these were mostly cover price variants. So you've got the cover B, you got the cover A, you got the cover B. Then they bring back the die cut. Everybody remember that from the 90s? I mean, that was really cool. This seems like this die cut cover kind of seems like a afterthought, like a secondary thought, like, oh hey, what do we want to do to get more variants out there? I don't know. We'll think about it. And it seems like the day before their due date, like, well, just wrap around a die cover cut of a mask. But there's nothing on the mask. And I got to look a little close. I got to look really closely on this. We're looking at. I want to say this, and you guys correct me here if I'm wrong. I'll get in the chat here in a little bit. This isn't Erica Slaughter on the cover. This Frizen cover, I think, is a different character, and I don't want to go too far into it. I could be wrong, but I'm looking at the eyes, and I'm looking at I remember what I read in the story. I think this is not Erica Slaughter. I think we're seeing cover appearance of a new character. I want you guys to look really closely. If you're Something is Killing the Children fan, look very closely at these books. There are plenty to look at because, mind you, you've got the die cut cover. Then you got the bloody die cut cover. Then you dig into the 1 in 25 Mora, which I actually enjoy quite a bit. Then you've got, oh no, wait a second. I am missing a cover, I think. League of New Comic Geeks, we're going to pull up here just a minute. because there's a cover that I was really excited about that I talked about on Someone's Comics News Weekly that isn't in the stack here. But then you've got the Frizzen 1 in 50. Now my head is like, okay, this is a younger Erica Slaughter at first. Oh, it's her totem. That's her totem. That's Slaughter's totem. Okay. That completely burns out my idea right there. So this is likely a younger Erica Slaughter. I forgot the die cut cover covers the totem, and unless I don't know, it's probably just a younger Erica Slaughter now. That just completely blew up my idea. And now the one and this is the unlockable variant, the one per store variant, the bloody version of that. So I mean, we're just basically getting a lot of repeats, and I think it's because they're capitalizing off the success of issue 1 with that Frizzen cover. Then they foiled that Frizzen cover. Then they did the black and white. Then they did the color splash, and that was all kind of cool. But now that's this kind of the same thing. And when you go through my box of Something Is Killing the Children collection, probably a quarter of it is all like Frizzen face covers like that. Yeah, okay. But we also did get. Is this the Del Mundo or the Del Auto? This was the Del Auto 1 in 100. This is the wraparound. This is definitely getting graded so that you can see the other side as well. If you guys remember, this actually floated around as an image that might have been the 1 in 1,000 for House of Slaughter, I think, or maybe it was a higher ratio variant for one of the earlier issues. But as we see it here now, the art's actually being used and confirmed here. It's the 1 in 100 for issue 21. So, man, that pretty much just sucked the wind right out of my sail, because part of me was, without spoiling the story for you guys that haven't read it, yeah, there's a character. And we all know that we've kind of done some flashbacks looking at a younger Erica Slaughter in a story arc. And this new arc picks up at a different time than what we've left off at. I'll say that much. Dang it. I was hoping I was onto something. I'm definitely wrong, though. So holy moly, that didn't work out. That's the books for New Comic Book Day. Let me get into this chat, and let me pull up really quick before we get into the chat. I want to pull up League of New Comic Geeks and actually show you guys the cover that I was really looking for. And I don't know if it became a store variant or if it was a store variant. And I thought this was the 1 in 25. The Mora one's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I like that Mora one. But this one here, we're going to pull this up. We're going to share screen with you guys really quick here. Bear with me. Sharing screen. Here you go. So League of New Comic Geeks right here. We've got some of the Frankie's comics there. There's the 1 in 100. But this right here is listed as the Mora variant, the 1 in 25 Dan Mora variant. I got really excited because that is freaking dope. That is absolutely dope. And I'm guilty of going to my LCS, grabbing my books, and kind of just going to the register. And hey, I look to make sure that the bulk of them are there. But this is listed as the Mora variant here from my LCS, and I don't know if League of New Comic Geeks just was a typo on that. You guys help me out here in the chat. The other Mora, only 8 copies of Something Is Killing Children Slacker. Yes. So League of New Comic Geeks lists this as the 1 in 25 Mora, and I think this was going to be a wraparound. So I don't know if this is actually a store variant. This is the one that I was looking for, and I forgot to, check the pile. It's just kind of one of those things where I just kind of grab and go sometimes. And this right here that I'm holding in my hands, okay, so there's 2 1 in 25. So where did the 1 in 25 Mora go? I got to contact the, it's too late. They're closed for the night. This is the 1 in 25 Mora that we have in hand, which is a good looking cover. But the 1 in 25 Dan Mora here, maybe this is a typo with League of New Comic Geeks because the art's substantially different, right? Maybe this is a different artist. Either way, Chaos and Comics, yes, Something Is Killing the Wallet. But you guys, I showed restraint. I did not order any of the store variants. We did get the ash can in, what is it? They dropped that ash can like not quite a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. That ash can has got to get pressed, got to get cleaned. Well, we all just say press and clean a lot of times. It's got to get pressed. It wound up with a little bit of a wrinkle that is fixable, that doesn't break color. And even though it's a heavier cardstock cover, I'm sure it'll still come out with time. But there are a ton. Look at this Black Cape. You got Bry's comic. Bry's doing a variant. You got the Sea Bloody cover. Cadence Select exclusive, Martin Simmons. I mean, they went to town with this new story arc, Carnivore Comics. And so here's what I want to talk about. This is why I brought this up, and I wanted to kind of go down the variant lane here with you guys. Is this one not going to? There we go. So this is a Tiny Onion exclusive, limited to just the Tiny Onion subscribers. Right there. There you go. So you had to be a subscriber of James Tynion's Tiny Onion Club to get this book. And that one is hopefully going to be arriving at some point soon. We'll see. We want to get back to this page, though, because here's the real Tiny Onion that I'm looking for. Now, this one was limited to just the Founders Day subscribers of Tiny Onion, James Tynion's Tiny Onion, the Founders tier, the subscription Founders tier, first day Founders tier. So this is going to be the limited book. This is going to be the really limited book. There are only several hundred people that signed up for the Founders tier at the first day. And this is going to be a gold foil variant, is my understanding. I hope that's accurate. I hope my information is correct, because you guys know I love gold, and you guys know I love foil on comic books. And this is going to be dope when graded. The tough part is I'm sure the whole back is going to be black, and most of the front is going to be black. This is going to be tough to get in high grade, I think, depending on who produces it and who ships it and how they package it. This was originally only supposed to have 8 store exclusives. Yeah, they went to town on that. Prince Robot was trying to kill the trailer. He definitely was. I'm excited to get this. I don't know when these are going to be shipped out. It'll land on, I'll probably just include it on a New Comic Book Day Wednesday episode when it does arrive. But yeah, they went full ham on variants. Now, I'm not, at this point, we're this far into the story arc, I'm not going to buy story variants. But the problem is this is actually really good cover too. And the cover collector in me is trying not to go back on the Hive Comics with a really strong cover here too. This looks really good. And I want to keep talking about this book, but I don't want to spoil the read for you guys. I know a lot of you guys that come and watch every Wednesday don't pick up your books until Thursday or sometimes even Saturday. I'm just going to say that if you are a fan of Something's Killing the Children and you've been excited about its return, you'll enjoy this. I'd give it a solid B+ on the return. Why not an A+, Andy? Well, I'll let you guys find out, but don't skip on the book if you're looking to complete runs or complete this read. And what other covers were? This was really the cover. This and the 1 in 100 was what I was really looking forward to. And I don't know where this one went. It doesn't say it's a store exclusive. And the 1 in 100, we can get that pulled up. That full wraparound cover is going to look really good when graded. But let's hit up the chat here real quick and go over a couple of announcements. Thank you, everybody, here for being here for a New Comic Book Day Wednesday, my favorite day of the week to sit down, read books, kick back, and relax. And there are plenty of you guys in the chat chatting it up. You used to have it. Oh, yeah, we're going to skip you there, JP, buddy. Working on something for Mission 22 at Grand Rapids Comic-Con. Yes, definitely hit me up. Let me know if you need a hand. I know I'm a little tied up on Saturday, but I'll make the drive up there. I'll make the time available after the live show that I'm going to be on. For Rob's Fat Stack of Comics invited me several months ago to be on Slab Hub, and it lands on this Saturday. And I kind of forgot that it was Grand Rapids Comic-Con, but I'm committed to being there with Rob's Fat Stack of Comics and having a blast there. And when we're done, I could potentially run up to Grand Rapids. It's a hike. Josh knows it's a hike. We can try to make that happen, or I can make something work for Saturday. You're planning on connecting? Yeah, absolutely. That'd be good. But like I said, it's I got that show that I want to do with Rob really quick. Can you tell him Triple P? Oh, good Lord. Andy went Alphabet Soup. I actually kept it down low. I just bought the books that my LCS was getting as far as the exclusive variants. I'm guessing that they ordered 100 copies and I got the only 1 in 100 out of my LCS. I know that as the series continues to go on, the LCSs are getting a little bit wary about ordering ratio variants. Like the books are not returnable anymore. Remember, you guys remember 2020, late 2020 and most of 2021, books were returnable. My understanding is now the fact is that the books aren't returnable anymore. It might be different with Boom. I don't know if that's factual yet, but that's something to take into consideration too when we start getting into later portions of ongoing series with high ratio variants. If you want them, you might be stuck having to order 100 copies with your LCS to be able to get the 1 in 100. Some LCSs are going to be dialing it back going forward, I would imagine. Average Will, what is up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Yes, start of arcs are loaded. Yes. What does T'Challa put on his hot dog? What condiments? It fits. That just works so well. Scott's may have exclusives as well. Boom does variants under the radar, so you still have once in future. Yeah, once in future they've been keeping once in future to like a cover a cover B, and then like a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 15. Like it's manageable. They don't have 8, 9, or 10. It's once in future has been pretty manageable as a series. That's the reason why I haven't dropped it, is they've been keeping it manageable for collectors, which has made for some very limited ratio variants because people dialed back. You know, how many people in the community said they dropped once in future because they didn't like it, they got bored with it. I've kept with it because I realized that the ratio variants, if they were going to keep going with those, the print runs were going to be low. We're going to be really low. Marco Cruz, good to see you. I heard on another post that this is the grown-up version and the one with the mask off is her when she was little. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to dig deeper into that and take a look. I mean, obviously, it's Erica Slaughter on all the rest of the covers, so why would Frizen do somebody other than Erica Slaughter? I don't know. My brain just kind of went like, could this be the new character? I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. I don't want to spoil the read, but let's just say when you guys read the book, you'll realize why I was thinking that, oh, hey, this could be a thing. It's not, it doesn't appear to be. Late to the party, you might have already said that. No, I was actually steering in the other direction, thinking that it might be a cover appearance of a new character because of I forgot that when you look at the die cover, when the die cut cover, I'm like, ooh, and I'm looking at the eyes, and I'm like, this is a, that's where my head started to go. And then I grabbed the next book, and I'm like, oh crap, that's her totem. No, I'm totally wrong. Either way, it's exhausting with laziness of these covers. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna agree with you. Probably more. My head kind of wants to debate a little bit, but is there anything really actually debatable about that? Like, this kind of feels like what they did with Berserker, where they just made bloody variants with them. I'm like, oh, come on, really? Do I really need a bloody variant of that? And the only reason why, like, you grab the bloody retail to unlocked is this was a 1 per store. So how many LCSs are there in the country where this is going to get produced? This might be the second or the third most limited cover out of the group. The Tiny Onion books being the first most limited, because yeah, I'm guessing. You guys know that I'm just guessing based off of the information that I am able to find, because you're not going to be able to get onto Comic-Con and see actual print numbers anytime soon for this book. But when it comes to actually ordering store exclusives and variants, the minimum numbers in my head, if I remember correctly, I'm not even going to say the number, but I know it's close to or more than the number of LCSs in the country, if I remember right. It's one of those things. I got to keep that information forward in my head, and I really got to stop and think about before I just spout out numbers, because I don't want to provide false information and be 100% wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I can always learn and grow, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But in the same fashion, everybody here that's watching that's new to comic book collecting, I don't want to misguide them either. So my guess is for Something's Killing the Children 2021, the Ash Can is going to be limited. The top couple of limited books are going to be like the Ash Can, the Tiny Onion exclusives, and then like the 1 per store. That kind of follows suit with traditionally with Boom releases in the past. Think Berserker, think some of the other stuff. But moving right along, only 8 copies of Something's. Yeah, I know, right? The other Mora cover I was excited for too. Yeah, I got to find out why that didn't hit the LCS. You know what I mean? Because if they ordered 100 copies of that book, there should have been at least 4 of them there, or 4 of them to be seen. You wanted that one too. Something is Killing Your Wallet. Yeah, this wasn't too terrible. I did plan ahead. That's why I've been dialing back to cover A's. And what was it? We are down to just Star Wars books and just Something is Killing the Children. And granted, I forgot about Once in Future, but Once in Future doesn't release 8 or 9 or 10 covers anytime it comes out. It's a manageable number. So Once in Future, Something's Killing the Children, and basically all the Star Wars books are the only things that were allotted right now for all covers, all variants, all printings. And we have dialed back. We've cut back probably 30% of what we've been buying. It's been nuts. If you guys have been watching regularly, you guys have been to the point where you're ribbing on me pretty good for how much I buy. And I have been overbuying. I have been overbuying, so we're dialing it back. Why? Well, you guys know why, but like spring's coming too, right? A lot of people are going to be spending more time outside. They traditionally dial back comic book releases in spring, right? And then we start getting some decent, not decent, but then we start getting hit again come late summer and fall. Just trying to remember off the top of my head, but that's kind of what it feels like. So it seems like a natural progression to dial things back now and make sure that I'm not going to over order leading into the second half of 2022. Comic Fanzine, what is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything that you do. I think 16 had more covers. I think you're right, actually. I really am thinking you're right. I hope Nice House on the Lake turn out to be a shared. Ooh, pause for thought there. That'd be interesting. This was originally only supposed to have 8 store exclusives, and they just kept going. Prince Robot was trying to kill the children. Foil, yes. So that Tiny Onion exclusive, that gold foil, I hope it's a gold foil. I mean, obviously it looks like it's going to be a yellowish, goldish kind of color, but that's going to look really good when graded. No, if you sign up by April 4th, you get it from my understanding. Interesting. Average Will, you're talking about the gold foil, or you're talking about the Tiny Onion exclusives going out to everybody? That there's 2. There's one that's going out to everybody that's a Tiny Onion subscriber on Substack, but I think the gold foil ones are only going to the founders members. We'll see what happens, right? They could turn around and change it and do whatever they want to do. Absolutely do love foil. Sneakers need a swoosh. What kind of shoes do ninjas wear, Cantankerous? Boy, they wear sneakers. You know that? They're always sneaking around, man. I had heard it was gold foil also, but it's gonna go bananas. I can't wait to see what happens with that book. Did your store have the no, the Riccardi variant? I don't believe so at all. I did not see it. Isn't it weird how we're all okay with saying something is killing the children now? So this is the funny thing. Actually, that title, do I have it in tonight's show? I do have that in tonight's show. Twitch has been actually shutting down my live streams. Something is killing the children slides through. But if you guys watch any of my past streams on YouTube here with anything with House of Slaughter releases, House of Slaughter, Twitch shuts down those live feeds because of the House of Slaughter in the title. It's interesting. Like I don't focus on Twitch anywhere near as much as I do on YouTube. I tend to find that YouTube is my home. It's where the bulk of the community resides and where people collect and support each other. I do enjoy streaming on Twitch. Eventually, when we make a studio upgrade down here, and we part of one of the announcements tonight is going to be part of that. I eventually do want to get into some casual game streaming, and I'm not talking about like all the subscribers and all that other stuff. I just want to sit down and play some fun games and do it somewhere where I don't have to worry about the monetization aspect of YouTube. And Twitch is going to be that place. And that's going to be a really casual, laid back, like I sit and play Last of Us for an evening or something like that. Just something casual where I can do live streaming of games. I know Carson C. Woodard and I talked about this in the past, and he was trying to live stream Uncharted and had some problems. And I think we just need to focus on Twitch for video gaming stuff. And I've wanting to get back into video gaming a little bit more. Just got your new comics today, Josh. What was your pick of the week, Josh? Let us know. Comic You Crazy. Everybody hit the like button. Thank you so much. Yeah, please do. 35 people watching live. Please hit that like button. That definitely helps out the channel, helps out potentially hitting the algorithm. If there actually is one, who knows? You never know. We'll see what happens. But what's up, people? Flash by Night Comics. Good to see you. What's up, brother? Semper Fi. I'm hyped up on Mountain Dew. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is happening after this episode is done here in a short 20, 25 minutes or so. I love spreading false information, says Chaos. Oh, so he's talking about that shared universe. Hey, I love being open-minded and enjoying other people's thoughts and giving consideration to how other people feel and how other people consider stuff. Because, it's comic books. Literally anything could happen at some point or another. Hi to everyone that's here tonight. Kenneth Bird, good to see you, man. Good to see Ryan Halsep. See, this is why we kind of do the show twice. The first 30 minutes when we open, we go over the books. Now some other people are becoming available. We'll go through the books here again. Josh dropped Something's Killing the Children completely. I can respect that, and I get that. Get the Batman cover A. No, our shop did not get a single copy of Batman cover A, that book at all. It's under just either printing issues or whatever. He said online, I can't quite remember. Man, I got mad when they do too many covers I buy every cover of Firepower by Kirkman, and one time they did like 20 covers that week, killed me. That's the struggle. That's why I'm passionate about doing a weekly new comic book day show is like Cantankerous, I am a completionist collector of modern comic books that buys comic books on Wednesdays, New Comic Book Days, and it becomes kind of a struggle with what they do. So I like talking about it. And I like that other people out there on YouTube, we're kind of finding that audience that is a modern comic book collector that buys New Comic Book Day books, and then also is a completionist collector to a degree as well. Now we're trying to restrain ourselves a fair bit, but we can go into that more later. In fact, I should probably do a modern comic Mondays episode about being a completionist collector. That seems like a good thing to talk about. Southern Comic Geek, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Average Will says gold foil. It is gold foil. The first one you showed was the site exclusive that sold out. Oh, that's right. That was the site exclusive. The gold foil, I hope they don't print 2,000 copies of that. That gold foil, one of the reasons why I personally, and I know some other friends of mine that signed up for the Substack for James Tinian, was for the exclusivity of some of these printed books. So that, when you're a completionist collector and you're after some of these books, if they're just going to go and dole out those copies to anybody that signs up even today and tomorrow, there's not much in the way of exclusivity. So there was no motivation to be a Founders Tier member, which completely erodes at the rewards that he promised for day one Founders Day tier subscription members. Well, if there's no rewards, why did we bother to do that? Why would I do that again? That's kind of a little upsetting, to be honest with you. When a creator creates something and then makes a promise of Founders Tier members, first day people, if you sign up, you will be getting X exclusive copies. That was in writing. There were going to be X number of exclusive copies that were only going to be going to Founders members, only the people that signed up on the first day. So there was a motivation to sign up, right? But if they don't honor that, then I don't know. Do you guys kind of understand how I feel and where I'm coming with that? I feel a little cheated that the motivation to sign up was, well, I could have just waited till now and I just could have saved up $1 a day and waited 200 days and then signed up for $250 and just got all of it. And that kind of erodes at that. Like, that just kind of seems, that makes Andy sad. That's Sand Andy. I don't like Sand Andy. We're going to keep going on. Foil's gold, if you ask me. Yes. World of Tank Blitz. I've seen Jay's 2 cents, some other people talking about World of Tanks or something like that online, some other YouTube channels, and God, that kind of looks fun. Awesome game. What was T'Challa's nickname as a baby? Black Pampers? Oh, good gravy. I'm going to change that diaper out right now and keep going. I like Twitch because I can do other things on my phone while listening. Ryan, I agree with you. Twitch is basically we just need to sit down, and I'll go into that in announcements here in a minute. I'm thinking about doing a Twitch video game show also. That'd be dope. I got you on the Batman if you want one. Honestly, Ryan, I wouldn't decline a copy, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the copy. If I get a Batman cover A, I'm going to read it today. If I had one today, I would read it and sit down and enjoy it and probably put it up on a Whatnot auction for $1 to let somebody else out there that didn't get a copy have a chance at one. That would more than, or do a giveaway here on YouTube on one of the regular shows, which I promised I was going to try to get better about, but I am all a-holes and elbows and all tossed around, and I don't have a giveaway ready for tonight, but we're going to try to continue to make that a priority for 2022 as a giveaway, give back to the community more as well. I'm just glad to be here spending the evening with a beloved community member. There was an article that was written on CBSI about the recent Whatnot auction that we did, where we did a live CGC unboxing on Whatnot and put all those books up for $1 start. And the term beloved community member was used, and I was... and now I'm kind of getting made fun of a little bit. Steven, good to see you, man. I found a deal for 15 Mandalorian books, including the one in 50 for $100. Also, it's a guy who looks out for damage. Hey, I'd be interested in that deal. I should be getting the 1 in 50 through my LCS, though, before FOC hit, long before it did. And when we first found out about that, I already asked them for all covers, all copies of that, because it's Star Wars, man. What's up, Southern Comic Geek? J Hood Creative. Please remember, guys, I don't say it enough, but J Hood Creative has a YouTube channel. He is an awesome content creator. Make sure you subscribe to him. So is Ryan Helsap. He's got Rhinoverse on YouTube or on Facebook. Guys, there are moderators here in the chat. If you can drop links to creators and to like Ryan Helsap's Facebook group, please do. Peter's Parker's Pants saying hi. It was posted on the newsletter. Yeah, I got to go back and read the newsletter. I got to be honest. James Tinian talks quite a bit in those newsletters, and I get about a paragraph in, and I'm like, I'll read it when I have a little bit more time. I'm a little busy. Yeah, I know, but buddy, they promised exclusivity to Founders members, and we're kind of not receiving it. And the last book that was an exclusive, that gold foil department, or that silver foil Department of Truth, I received a damaged copy and had to kind of jump through some hoops to get that replaced. It was I don't know. I'm not feeling the love on the Founders tier, to be honest with you. That's kind of where I'm at right now. What's up with Batman? You guys talking White Knight? That new, I don't know if it's the White Knight or what got released today. We talked about it a little bit on League, or on Simpleman's Killing the Children, Simpleman's Comics News Weekly last night. We talked about it. I kind of tuned a lot of Batman stuff out because as soon as they said that it was printed, there were printing issues and it was underprinted, I immediately went with I'm not going to pay attention unless I see a copy on the shelf, and then I'll grab it and read it and find out what's going on. Speaking of content creators, Chubby Pop Chaser in the chat tonight. What's poppin'? He says, subscribe to Chubby Pop Chaser. He's got some great unboxings and a great YouTube channel over there. So here we are. Here's the link to Rhinoverse, Ryan Halsap. Actually, Ryan, are you not a mod? Yes, you are a mod. There you go. Everybody hit up that Facebook group for Rhinoverse there. Lots of great content that Ryan's been dropping over there and some Facebook videos. And don't forget to support them over there and help grow the community there and many other avenues. I hear you. I was a founder tier too. Then it a little tongue-tied. I was a founder tier as well. Then it moved to 48 to 72 hours to sign up as a founder. I get that, where they kind of extended that a little bit, and I made my peace with that. But and then if they're taking an exclusive gold foil cover from this issue and they're extending that to every Substack member, wait a minute there, Tiny Onion Club. Like, what happened to exclusive founders tiers books? And I'll be honest with you, Will, one of the main motivators for signing up for that Substack, for that Tinian Substack, is there was a rumor floating around. So I had signed up on a rumor anyways, potentially of those ALA, those American Library Association copies. There potentially being several additional copies that might get doled out into the Substack founders tier group. But then I got really worried when they extended it from the first 24 hours to 48 to 72. And I'm like, yeah, they're not going to do that. If Tinian's sitting on copies of that book, he's not going to add them to that. And I don't think I saw anybody in the community post that they got one of those. There may have been one or two, but super, super selective. So you have to be a 250. Yeah. That's, we did like Skeff and I, like as soon as it dropped, Skeff and I jumped right on because of the potential of a rumor. Like we saw the potential of high risk, but potentially high reward as well for a potential. How many times am I going to say potential? The possibility of the ALA Something's Killing the Children #1, that was worth the lotto scratch off chance. But then when they said that there was going to be exclusivity in like up to 6 covers over the course of a calendar year for founders tier members, I'm not feeling the love, and kind of we're approaching that year end, aren't we, Will? That year ends this summer, I think. I haven't received 6 exclusive books. And then there's that whole debacle with receiving magazines. Either way, I don't want to make this entire show simply about that. We're going to go over the books one more time. Have you seen the Obi-Wan covers? A couple of them. Speaking of which, I don't even have the previews book here, but it's upstairs. Yes, I did see a couple. So wait, did they just send it to you, or do you have to order them? Are you talking about the Substack, man? They just send them to you. Once you're a founders tier member, or when you're a Tiny Onion member, the books just get sent to you. They have all that information on file. When you sign up, you have to provide your shipping address and all that other stuff. So they just send them to you. Have any of these Substack guys actually delivered new comic content? Yes. Yeah. So I know Tinian has actually done a couple of different reads that they're releasing. And who's the other one I signed up for? Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan has done a Substack that they've been releasing content on as well. That one, I'm confident that Brian K. Vaughan's going to come through, because everybody that was a founders tier member for his Substack is receiving a signed copy of the script for Saga #1. You guys know how much I love Saga, so you guys know that I jumped on that in a hot minute. Haven't gotten shit then. WTF. Sorry to hear that, man. We're 44 minutes in. I want to hit up the books one more time. Before we get into announcements, please stay to the end for announcements. There's some big announcements coming up, so we're going to make this quick on the books for everybody that's showing up late. Thank you to almost 30 people still here, hanging tough, watching live. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're not going to go in any specific order, but we've got the bloody die cut variant. We've got the 1 in 25 Mora. We're going to look for the other 1 in 25 Mora as well, or try to shake out that information to find out if maybe League of Comic Geeks has some information backwards. We've got the 1 in 50 Frizen for Something Is Killing the Children as well. Mind you, these ratio variants are all going to go to CGC to get graded. They're all in perfect shape. the unlockable 1 per store variant for issue 21, and the 1 in 100. And this looks fantastic. This is going to be, I hate to say it's a slam dunk 9A because you never know what's going to happen. Maybe CGC mishandles the book. But if I were to hand deliver this to CGC, I would expect this to be coming back as 9.8. We've got the other die cut cover here as well. As you can see, the cover, I'm just going to go ahead and call this the cover B. I think this is just the big cover, like it's B exclamation point G variant on the back is what it says. So we'll call that cover B, cover big, cover B. And then cover A, like we said, it was a good read. If you're Something Is Killing the Children fan, you're not going to want to miss out on this. And if you don't want to go full ham on variants like I do, just buy the cover A. You'll be happy. Don't miss out on the story. Trust me. Then we're rolling into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 127, new character, first appearance. So this will always forever hit the reading pile until I can get caught up with Seawater 19, because we want to get back to Turtle Tuesdays sometime in the future when his schedule is more conducive to that. That'd be awesome. And then the annual for 2022 is out, so that hits the reading pile. Then we've got Newburn number 5. Probably going to read this tomorrow. Like I said, this one has layers. This is kind of like a cross between Department of Truth and not substance, but in the way, the style, like the pacing of the story and how kind of word dialogue heavy it is. I feel like it's a cross between Department of Truth and Criminal. Brubaker. It's almost like an amalgamation. Like Zdarsky took a little bit of Brubaker in him and a little bit of Tinian. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just one of those ones where I need to have a little bit more time available to sit down and read that. And I think it would read better in a full trade, to be honest with you. Then Something Is Killing. No, Bounty Hunters 21 variant cover B. We got that. Bounty Hunters wasn't something to go screaming around the store, like super excited to get it. It was all right. It was anything Star Wars. Even the most average Star Wars story can sometimes take off. And the the Sprouse variant, the 50th anniversary. Holy Jesus, holy. The Sprouse variant, 50th, Lucas 50th, Jesus, thanks, Cantankerous. With Grief Karga on the cover. Cantankerous got me all tongue-tied here. Let me get through these last couple of books. We'll bring up Cantankerous' super chat here. Then cover A. Once again, I know there are a lot of you out there like, why does it feel like Star Wars books are just kind of like, the covers seem to be like an afterthought lately. The Sprouse variants have been fun, right? We've seen the first Mandalorian baby Grogu, Grogu and Din Djarin, first standard comic book cover appearance, first standard comic book cover appearance of Bo-Katan. We've seen a couple other good ones of the Anakin and Ahsoka, one from War of the Bounty Hunters 5. We've seen some really cool Sprouse variants. But when it comes to a lot of the other covers, it just kind of feels like the cover, it's good quality art. But I'll tell you what, any day of the week, go into your LCS, look for the 2017 or 2015 Vader runs, and look at all of the covers through those Vader runs and how freaking amazing the cover work was, and how just, what happened, Marvel? Like, this is a good artist, and I'm going to enjoy his artwork. But like on the grandness of Star Wars, I feel like they could be putting more planning. I feel like there's not enough planning going into Star Wars covers right now. I feel like things are being rushed. That's what I feel like. I don't want to take away from an artist and their quality, but I feel like things are being hurried. I really do. Silver Surfer Rebirth number 3 is out and hits the reading pile right there. And then we've got Silk number 3. Like I said, it's not terrible, but Silk isn't like my character, but I definitely want to see where this is going. It's an enjoyable read. I said that about the first miniseries they brought about this, and then I decided that I was going to stick with this and see what happens. And then, like we said, the damaged copies all were replaced, and we got that first Moff Gideon cover appearance, standard comic book cover appearance for Darth Vader 21 is out, and happy to have that. So let me get into this super chat from Cantankerous real quick here. This is one of the biggest super chats we've ever received here. Something to replenish the wallet after. So that money will not be going to me at all. That donation will be going to Mission 22. In the year of 2022, we are supporting Mission 22 to fight veteran suicide. 22 veterans a day still continue to take their lives, and that's something that we are going to try to help be a part of combating that. And that's through awareness. All the links are down below for Mission 22. Please check out the Mission 22 website. become familiar with their mission and their message, and also check out Till Valhalla Project. As you guys know, I wear Till Valhalla. I have like 7 of this exact same shirt because that's a message I'm always going to share. Do not give in to the war within, end veteran suicide. It's a mission, and it's a message that I'm going to continue to propel forward as often as possible. And once again, Cantankerous, thank you for the $20 super chat. Like we said, going to mission 22. And we are at the tail end of the first quarter of the year. So we're going to be planning a show where we potentially are, I think we might be able to actually make a monetization withdraw. We might be at that level. I don't know. We'll take a look and see if we can go ahead and do that live. If we can't, I'll back it. If we can't, I'll back it. That's where I'm at. Two Brothers Comics. Well, Venus isn't technically. Oh, thank you. Because I'm haphazardly doing this, brother. I'm basically going off what I found on IG and some other places and what other people were talking about. But he said Venus isn't technically new. She was in live action show in the 90s, and everyone hated her so much they decided to throw her under the train wreck that is current team. Train wreck or not, I'm still sticking with the series, brother. So does this mean that it's not her? This is Venus's first standard comic book appearance then? Yes or no? Maybe not. I don't know. Let me know. Either way, I'm still sticking with it because I have a very fond brotherhood with C. Woodard of Turtle Tuesdays and reading that, and I definitely want to get back into that at some point. Always buy my comic books. You're from Amazon mystery boxes. I get the 50 for 110 pounds. What? Really? $50 or $100, 10 pounds, or sometimes you get 100 comic books and I get DC. Holy crap, man. That's a crap load of comic books in a mystery box. What happened, Marvel? Marvel is what happened. Oh, God. Yeah, that is so true. Two Brothers Comics says yes. Cantankerous coming back and doubling down for 22 for Mission 22. How's that, he says. Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much for the support, Cantankerous. Look forward to seeing you back in the Simpleman's Comics Patreon group chat. I know I'm not in there as often as I want to be, but I'm definitely making an effort to be there more often. Those are the books. Let's get into announcements while everybody's still here. Well, we got about 6, 7, 8 more minutes. Announcements. It's pretty big, and I'm kind of happy to share this with you guys. We are working on creating a business and a business plan and a business model. Not because I'm going to create a comic book store, not because I'm going to get a diamond account or anything crazy like that. Literally, simply just so the hobby kind of continues to support itself, right? You guys have seen me on Whatnot, and Whatnot's becoming more of a regular thing. We need to officially make sure that we're tracking and taking care of the numbers that we need to take care of and make sure that the taxes are being paid correctly at the end of the year. We got to stay in the straight and narrow, right? And we don't want to lose any comic books. I don't have to do a surprise sale because something else surprised me or whatever. So it just seemed like a natural cause to start an LLC and actually sit down and start doing some serious bookkeeping and keeping track of everything, which means hopefully we'll be making more convention appearances, as some convention stuff will be business related that I'm looking forward to. I'm really kind of excited about that. You guys are hearing it here first. Some of my close friends have heard it from me, but you guys are hearing it here first live, as we are on that train to create that LLC. Everything's filed, everything's done. Nothing. I don't want to really spoil anything until all the paperwork is in as it's done, but it's in the works. So what that means is that we're going to be working towards creating a functional, like, professional studio to a degree. It's rough, guys. Content creators, each and every one of you know how rough it can be when you have one spot and then you create your content, and sometimes you got to tear it all back down to use this spot for something else. Where I sit right here, you guys see me every Monday and every Wednesday live here on YouTube. This is where I sit to do my YouTube content. This is where I sit and do my Whatnot content. This is where I sit and do actual, like, TikTok, IG Reels, all that other stuff. And this is also where I sit and work sometimes for my own professional career, where I sit and work. So oftentimes this all has to get torn down, cleaned up, dusted, and then put right back up. And it's creating a massive amount of workload for me, to the tune of 4-ish hours a week of just cleaning, tearing down, and setting back up. 4+ hours. Time is money. I can't make more time, but I can make more money. So the problem is the goal is to actually create a studio either here or in another section of the comic dojo, so to speak, where it's permanently set up where I can walk right into, hit a power button, and make sure that everything is dialed in. That's the goal. We'll be able to achieve it. This isn't going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. We've committed to Mission 22 for the year of 2022 for all channel monetizations. That's going to go there after the Mission 22 has been supported for the year 2022. Channel monetization is going to be going back into some channel growth aspects as well. It's kind of what I'm hoping. But you guys know how the hobby kind of supports itself. Well, if the hobby is supporting itself, maybe the hobby will be able to support a little bit of growth here. We'll see, right? The goal isn't to create a Fortune 500 company. It's not to create a business that slings and doles out comic books so often that we're focused on. I never personally want to be focused on quantity over quality. My focus will always 1,000,000% be quality over quantity. So as long as we're there and not like going into debt, I'm not going to be borrowing any money. I'm not going to be doing any business loans. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. It's going to be, does the business need a little bit of money? There's going to be books going up for on Whatnot. That's kind of where it's at, so to speak. Do I need to take a gas to get to a convention? Well, here's an additional book going to Whatnot. That's kind of the idea, and that's why I want to be transparent and truthful for a lot of you guys out here. Is there's no sponsorships planned at all on here either. I really like the free flowing nature of what I do on Mondays and Wednesdays and the other content that I have, especially the free flowing nature that is on Whatnot as well. You guys know I have a blast on there. I hope you guys do too. And there's another Whatnot auction plan for this Friday as we continue to talk about announcements. There's another one scheduled for this Friday, and I think it's at like 21:15 or 9:15 p.m. is what we're going to do. And it's going to be another 20 to 30 books that are going to go up that I think people are going to be looking for, that people will be interested in. Everything starts for $1. Whatnot, everything starts for $1. It's not about gouging. It's not about setting prices. It's about giving value to the community through Whatnot, because we aren't really kind of able to do it here on YouTube and still be able to do all the bookkeeping and all the taxes and all of the other thing. I don't have that ability to do that via YouTube. I know some other people have kind of figured it out, but Whatnot's just so convenient for me, and it's been such a fun ride, and I really appreciate Whatnot and what they've done or offered up for me personally to be one of those first comic book sellers out there. So without doling on too much, I just wanted to say thank you to those guys and Whatnot this Friday 9 p.m. We're going to be going, like I said, 25 maybe 30 books. Just a good time to unwind, release, crank some tunes, and enjoy everybody's company. Nemesis Prime, what is up, man? Good evening. Thanks for being here. We just went over the books a couple of times. We just went over announcements. Nemesis, man, the major announcement is we are going to be starting a business slowly but surely. Not going to be doing business loans, not going to be renting a building, not going to be buying a building. It's just about the bookkeeping, about paying the taxes accordingly is basically what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And for the year of 2022, we're supporting Mission 2022 still. Not still, but that's the goal there. So all channel monetization, all super chats, all super stickers will still be going to Mission 22. And coming up, we're on the tail end of the quarter. So we're going to be making, hopefully if we can make a withdrawal, I got to look at, I don't know AdSense enough. This is really the first full calendar year that we've worked with Google AdSense. We are going to be utilizing, trying to learn to figure out how to make that withdrawal so that we can make a donation. Like I said, it's not thousands of dollars. The ad revenue is very, very little. So I'm going to back it. If I can't make the withdrawal, I'll back it and we'll make it this like a quarterly kind of thing. But good for taxes. He says, funny you say that. I created that's kind of where we're at. You can borrow money from the CEO. Heads, though, I hear she charges horrendous interest rates. Yeah, that could be a thing. But that's New Comic Book Day. We're at the 58-minute mark, and you guys have listened to me for almost an hour straight. I can't thank you guys enough for your good, positive energy and everything that you guys bring to the table here. We've gone over the books twice. We've gone over some announcements. Come on, Mama, in the chat. Good to see you as well. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Good for you, buddy. Peter Parker's Pants says. And, yeah, lifelong interest rates. Ooh, that's right. That is right. You guys know how I'm going to do it down here in the Comic Dojo. Thank you again for being here on Wednesday. Tomorrow night will be auction prep. Friday night will be the auction. We still have content coming together for packing and shipping comic books. That's something that I'm passionate about and want to do a part of. And there's some other secret ideas we got going on. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. This connective tissue that is comic books is amazing, right? But the most amazing thing all day, every day are each and every one of you supporting each other out in the comic book community, out at conventions, out at your local LCSs, and coming back and having conversations here on YouTube from the comfort of your own home, from your own mobile devices and your own PCs and your own computer shows and having a good time. So appreciate each and every one of you. But you guys know how I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you all on the flip side for the next one. Also, remember, the most important part all day, every day, be original and take care of each other. Have a good night. See y'all on the flip side.
Excuse me while I change. The holler boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
Switch to targeting computer.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.